My aspiration with this channel is to be a simple commentary YouTuber who gets to rant about whatever the fuck he feels like at any given moment. But lately, I have been catapulted into something I was not expecting to be involved in. So if you're a regular here, sorry for the jump scare. I trimmed the mustache a little bit too close. Doesn't look right to me either. If you're new here, a little bit of context. I made a video about a one minor attracted person who proudly discusses their infatuation with children in a negative way. I figured out who this person is in real life and uncovered the stories of a few different victims of this person, and ever since then, this channel has been bombarded with false flagging campaigns, privacy complaints, anything and everything to get my videos taken down. This individual has, in fact, taken down 3 of my videos, I believe at this point, maybe 4, I'm not sure. I'm losing count. Some went down and got back up, some were banished to the shadow realm. The person I'm referring to goes online by the moniker Katie Cruz. Their real name is Callie. I won't say the full name because if I do, it's more likely this video gets taken down with a privacy complaint. After I posted a video discussing how this predator threatened me publicly in the comment section of one of my videos, a number of very nice people reached out to me, one of whom had a very interesting story about her personal relationship with this individual from when she was 14. I'm sure you can start connecting the dots. This is her story. Mikayla.
Yep.
How you
Just
doing?
Mikayla.
Just Mikayla.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. We have a mutual friend of sorts. Friend might be a strong word, actually. Friend might actually be the opposite word of what we're talking about. But you know an individual by the name of Callie, someone who goes online by Katie Cruz. Is that correct?
Yes.
Walk me through when you first met Callie/Katie Cruz and what that looks like.
First, thank you for having me on here. And I'd like to say before we begin why I did this. I wanted to warn you about the individual that you were talking about to be sure you actually knew who you were talking about. And then when you said you wanted to interview me, I was very hesitant, but I thought it was probably the right thing to do, even though I didn't have the worst story to tell. And I thought that it could help kids potentially. I don't know if anything's happened or if anything will, but if I can help anyone, I will. So that's why I did this. So I met Katie when I was 14. Katie was about 20. It was just through a mutual friend that lived on the same road, and we really clicked, Katie and I. Katie, at the time, presented as a male, and we connected over Christianity and conservatism. I was a Tea Partier, and Katie was a libertarian.
So Katie/Callie was conservative at that time.
Very much, yeah.
Okay.
I remember we discussed Ron Paul. Ron Paul's the dad, right?
I don't know.
I think Ron Paul is the dad. Yeah, he was
Slightly
the one
before
that
my
at the
time. Yeah.
Ron Paul was the dad. He was going for election, and we both liked him. He was very much a fan of the libertarians.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, Callie. We talked about guns. We talked about liberty. We talked about the Constitution. We were very conservative.
Well, Callie still likes guns. That I do know. But aside from that, very, very progressive.
Yeah.
Currently, which is interesting. Okay, so I didn't know that. So you met. Callie was 20. You were 14.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact age on
Okay.
Callie, but I know 2021. It was
Gotcha.
definitely over 18. Yeah, I was 14. We also connected on heavy metal and the X-Men animated series. So we had a lot to talk about. It was either the first visit or the second visit. We talked for hours and hours. We started at like dusk and it ended at dawn. It wasn't anything bad that I remember. It was mostly politics and Christianity and heavy metal. It was a lot of fun. We really connected. And at one point we realized that the sun was about to rise. So we went and found a nice spot to watch it. And Katie put their arm around me. And I could tell that they were getting into me, and I liked them too, but I wanted to warn them, I'm 14.
Yeah.
There were older boys who noticed me then. I was I was 14, but I developed early. And so, older boys would approach me and I'd warn them that I was 14, and usually they would back away from me like I was radioactive, but not Katie. So,
and this was, to be clear, so the night you're talking about, that you and Katie went out, basically pulled an all-nighter, just the two of you on the town.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about a 21-year-old just kind of taking a 14-year-old on a joyride.
Yeah, we were walking around. I was from a very small town away from, like, next to Shelbyville.
Okay.
And we sat on my porch for a while, and then we walked around my neighborhood just alone.
So where did that relationship go from there?
So after I warned them that I was 14, they said they didn't care. And we exchanged MySpace information, if that shows how old I am. And most of our correspondence was through that, after that. Pretty soon after, Katie was saying that they really wanted to date me. And I said, well, I like you a lot, but you're going to have to wait. I'm not going to date someone over 18. And they said they would wait. But in the meantime, some of the discussions on MySpace got sexual. Katie would start to talk about sex dreams that they had about me. And, as a teenage girl, you're flattered because a boy saying that he thinks of you in his special alone time is such a compliment. But I didn't feel too uncomfortable at the time, but then the next thing made me a little uncomfortable. Katie told me they had a nickname, and they said it was Girthquake. And being a 14-year-old girl, I didn't know what that meant. And they described it as that their male anatomy was particularly thick. And Girthquake, yes. Well, and I'm not sure anyone really called that person that. Maybe they called them that. So I don't remember my reaction to that. I know internally I was like, 14-year-old girl, not going to be into that.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm a 29-year-old man, and I'm not into it either, frankly, if I can be honest with you.
So let's see. It's been a long time. I'm 32 now. I remember I got concert tickets to see Megadeth, and I wanted Katie to take me. I was maybe 15 at the time, maybe 16, I don't know. And I asked my mom if Katie could. My mom said only if Katie allowed the full background check and gave their driver's license and their license plate number so that she could monitor them. She was going to track them. I didn't even know that was a thing at the time. Track them online. And she said if we deviated from the path, that she would call the police. So, and Katie, to their credit, wasn't scared, wasn't like, no, I can't do this now. They were like, it's fine. I'm not going to do anything bad. And they didn't. So Katie took me to this concert, but on the way, they were describing sex that they had with their girlfriend, because surprise, surprise, they couldn't wait for me. And it was an adult female, to be fair. And I didn't think anything of it, I guess. I was a little uncomfortable. I didn't really want to talk about sex. I wanted to just go to see Megadeth. And that was about it. That's all I remember that was uncomfortable or bad. We didn't end in a bad way. There wasn't any uncomfortable bad thing between us. You
kind of fell out of touch.
Yeah, we just fell away. And it was okay. And I didn't think anything of them until a few years later. I saw that they had transitioned, because online they had talked about it, and I didn't say anything. I was already thousands of miles away and married, so I didn't care. And then I saw the thumbnail for your video and saw that there's more going on now. And so I think that the main takeaway from my story is that this could be a series of escalation.
Yes.
And that it starts small.
And I can say 1000% it is a series of escalations. Thank God, like, your story didn't get nearly as bad as it could have, just given, what was going on. And
I'm aware of a situation that I've talked about on my channel that went younger than your case. And then I'm also talking to people behind the scenes who have some other things to say. So I think it is progressing. Really appreciate you for sharing your side. By the way, which was the thumbnail that you saw of mine?
I saw the thumbnail that was clearly the person I knew from a different name, but was going as Katie. Yeah, I saw that and I clicked on it instantly because I knew
You just immediately recognized him.
Yeah, and I was really surprised that I was even recommended this. I mean, I don't watch a bunch of online detective people or anything,
right.
So it was interesting.
Well, detective would be a very strong word for me. Slop YouTuber, I think, is the slop tuber. Actually, is that's the official definition. But cool. Yeah. Anything else before we kind of wrap it up?
To be clear, Katie never touched me inappropriately. Never tried to sleep with me or take me away or convince me to get away from my parents or anything like that. But talking to a minor about Girthquake or about sex with your girlfriend or anything, that is wrong and also could have been a crime then, and is for a lot of people considered grooming.
To be clear, did Callie at that time ask to date you?
Yes.
Okay. So there was a clear intention there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they wanted to date me, and that's the thing. We can't know what would have happened, but if I would have said yes, they would have dated me. I knew that. I just wanted to say that I don't hate Katie. I don't wish ill upon them either. I mainly pity them, and I'm not a victim. I'm not emotionally scarred by this. I'm not, I don't have sleepless nights, scared of Girthquake or anything like that. I am perfectly fine. Yeah. But I wish they would get the help that they need.
Folks, please give Mikayla some love. She also has a YouTube channel, so I'm going to link that in a pinned comment and also the description. Check it out. Maybe it's your cup of tea, maybe it's not. Even if it's not your cup of tea, just leaving like a hey, love from the Sly Boy crew. That helps her in the algorithm, and I'm sure she'd appreciate it. Anyway, Shelbyville is still happening. For those who have been keeping up with the story. For those who are new, you're a little confused. Why Shelbyville? I don't know. Shelbyville, Indiana definitely has nothing to do with anybody we were discussing today. Maybe I'll be there at some point. There's some complications there. It's gonna take a minute. I'm not gonna lie. There are things that I'm working through right now which I cannot share with you. But I don't know. But I said I'd go, so I'm a man of my word. I haven't forgotten that. All right, take care.